13 seconds and counting on the clock right now. They will not get another playoff as Western Hills starts pumping it up. And Eastern Hills, playing for the tie last week, tonight come back. And I was wrong. I said it was going to be a 9.7 ball game, but they played it very, very closely. Played it all on the ground. The rushing attack was everything.
Well, that Western Hills offense never got on track in the second half like you might have expected, or according to your stats and the math by Ron method of figuring the outcome of the games. But actually a 6-0 ball game here in the second half, with Eastern Hills scoring the only touchdown that in the fourth period of play, but not successful on the 2-point conversion. And the penalty was called against Eastern Hills on that conversion. Eastern Hills held anyway, was able to decline the penalty and keep Eastern Hills from converting for 2 points.
Well, at Farrington Field, that saw the game tonight, hard-fought ground game. And we're getting indication here in the press box that the Pascal game, with 3 minutes to go as we end our game, 14-14. Boy, Steve Chevreau's got to be biting his nails on this one, looking for a win tonight. But here at Farrington Field, 14-13, Western Hills on top. Western Hills scoring first on the Ron Hawkins 33-yard run, and then Gary Turner come back and had a 23-yard run to match it up. High score 7 apiece. Then in the second period, Hawkins had a 4-yard run, touchdown run. Jackson had a nice 35-yard pass to Brian Tabor to get him close, but the 4th down field goal fake. Pass to Brian Tabor. Jackson was intercepted by Williams in the end zone with 17 seconds left, and the half ended 14-7. Coming back in the third period, really a lot of action back and forth, but not a lot of progress. And then in the fourth period, Willie Shepard's 6-yard run, and that puts it within 1 point. And Roland Macklin opted to go for a 2-point play. That did work, 14-13. And then the penalties and just the conditioning comes into play, because the folks got a little tired there on the field. And big plays negated by big penalties, and we wind up with a 14-13 game.
All right, Coach Walter Miller from Western Hills is all smiles tonight. Certainly has to be after getting off to an 0-4 start. Johnny Paul from the Star-Telegram asked Coach Walter Miller then about being 0-4. He said he didn't care if he had been 4-0. You know, district play gets underway, and since it has, Coach Walter Miller and the Western Hills Cougars are 3-0 and riding high in second place. Actually, a first-place tie with Dunbar pending their outcome. Or, well, they're in a non-conference game this week, so they will sit in a first-place tie with Dunbar for at least a week.
Well, certainly Western Hills has got to be real happy and proud tonight. Last year, losing 5 in a row, then winning 5 in a row to end the year 5-5. Certainly, Coach Miller knows his team is a lot better than that, and we have seen that tonight as they played Eastern Hills real tough. A real coach's chess game tonight, and it came out 14-13. I'd like to thank our crew tonight that gave you such a great game. As you see the players playing the school song, our executive producer for City Video 45, Mr. Scott Hanlon. Bill Orcott directing tonight, taking the chores over from Walter Deed, who was on audio replay. Graphics, Randy Weil. And on the camera crew, Mitch Brook, Robert Flagg, Jimmy Pultz, Tom Pratt, Randy Smith, and Mike Tyler. All getting down into the meat of the action, if you will. And from Farrington Field in Fort Worth, Ron Barr for Paul Melton. We thank you very much for watching us tonight. And join us next week for another City Video 45 high school football game of the week. Good night from Fort Worth.